put her in charge?
Who did put me in charge? Now we're live! Welcome to our third and most probably chaotic episode of Crit. I swear to God, it says we're live.
Yeah, we're live. We're live. I can confirm.
Okay, welcome to the third episode of Crit. What? I have totally lost it now. Woogie, lead us into it.
I'll do the theme song. It's what is the show that has all the answers? Go to Grit, go to Grit, like something like that.
Great job. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, it is our third episode of Crit. We are officially live on YouTube. We thought we were live 10 seconds ago, but that was not the case. It has been a busy week of gaming news, and we might cover some news that we missed last week. But this is an amazing show that we put up every week for the top stories of the gaming industry. So let's kick it off with our co-host. We have Woogie down below. Say hi.
Hi, Woogie.
Hey.
Hey. I'm your resident gamer girl at the Illuminerdi, Kimmy Ann. And of course we have the man who leads us all in our gaming news, Danny.
I put a lot of work into this. Too much.
Wait,
I'm chronically online, for better or worse.
a girl gamer?
A girl gamer.
That doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
Yep.
Something's not adding up here.
Can someone check our stream?
Yeah, what about it?
I got a warning for bitrate.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I closed my YouTube window, so if someone could just keep an eye on it.
You know
Make
what?
sure
I've got
we're
this. I've got this really cool thing. I've got 2 monitors.
I have 2 monitors.
Honestly,
Okay, but
It's
I
okay.
have 2 monitors.
I don't know if
Is
Woogie
there-
can handle the extra responsibility. He
Okay.
might have his plate full a little bit.
Plate
Yeah,
full
that's
from
a good
being
point.
Woogie, just Woogie
Yeah.
in general.
Look, it takes a lot to be me.
I see.
All
But-
right.
Let's
Yeah.
kick this
What
off
happened?
with what are you guys playing this week?
Woogie, would you like to go first?
Sure. I mean, you know me, I'm always up on the latest trends.
Yes.
Picking up the latest video games, buying the newest stuff. I haven't got a chance to yet, but I actually did start Stardew Valley, and I'm happy for patch 1.6.
Yes.
Looks like some really cool stuff in that, but I haven't played it yet. Instead, what I've been doing is playing honor campaigns of Baldur's Gate 3 over and over again because I keep fucking dying. And then I get fed up, and then I play 2 Point Hospital or Command and Conquer General 0 Hour. You know, the relevant, up-to-date, very recent game.
Yeah, the talk of the town.
But a lot of
like
Baldur's Gate.
Command and Conquer.
I'm chronically on Baldur's Gate because I keep dying, and I'm like, no, I'm better than this. I can do this. And then I can't.
I don't know if I've played anything this week. My fellow co-hosts have heard a little bit about it, but my apartment is falling apart slowly. So I've been dealing with that all week. But I do have Dragon's Dogma 2. And I will be playing that this weekend. And I am excited for it.
Awesome. I got around to playing Snufkin. It was freaking awesome. Loved it. And I will start playing Lightyear Frontier, hopefully tonight or this weekend is my goal. Which is a game that just came out this week. So
You know what
highly recommend it.
recently came out just this past week that I
And you know
am
about
going
it?
to start playing. Yeah, no, I know. It's surprising. God, I can't remember the name now. It's got a real weird name. It's a deck-based roguelike.
Interesting.
Oh God, I'll find the name. I promise. But it's gotten really good. It came out of nowhere, and it's been getting really amazing reviews. So I'm happy to play it. I just have to remember what it is that I was supposed to play.
If you're watching this, go ahead and just spam in the comments whatever game you think Woogie might be talking about. All we know is it's a deck game, and it came out this week.
Or last week.
Or last week. But it is
It came
in
out
this month.
sometime recently. Maybe.
And it's got a weird ass name.
Okay.
There you go.
I have
Someone go
no
find
idea
it.
what it could be.
Chris, pull it up real quick.
Chris, what is it? No, it's not Hearthstone. No, okay, yeah. Chris doesn't know.
Oh my god, what are we paying him for?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, so I guess we can get started with new game announcements.
Let's do it.
There's last week there was a lot. You got multiverses and actually there's not a lot. There's only two. Multiverses and Topspin 2K25. Nothing too major. I have a piece about the multiverses official launch on the Illuminerdi website. Details all of it on there, so you can go check that out. This week, not much in terms of like new announcements, at least for major releases, but we did get the official reveal of Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra with a really cool trailer. That is Skydance New Media, their first game with Amy Hennig, who was the creative director for Uncharted 1 through 3. She left and formed her own studio, and they are making a World War II narrative-driven AAA game starring Captain America and Black Panther.
Interesting. I'm not a big Marvel fan, but that does intrigue me because Captain Marvel is one of the very few I've actually watched.
Captain America.
Yeah,
but...
what I say, Captain Marvel, completely different.
No, it actually looks really cool.
Basically the same.
It's using Unreal Engine 5.4.
Okay.
And it's kind of this. I can't remember what it's called. I want to say it's like face meta or something. This new technology that Epic Games has with Unreal Engine. And so the in-game graphics are unbelievable. Like, you can go see the story trailer online and you'll get a couple like looks at it. And these characters look as lifelike as any game I've ever seen. It's really cool, but it comes out next year.
Interesting.
I won't play it unless it's quadruple A. Those are the only games I play now.
If there's gonna be a quadruple A game, I feel like it's that one and not Skull and Bones, which I think is already on sale for like $30.
Yeah.
I think 20 actually. But
yeah. So I mean, you'll never find a cheaper quadruple A game.
Yeah.
So
sounds amazing.
Yeah. But outside of that, not a whole lot else. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero had a whole event where they announced a couple of new characters, mostly characters from Dragon Ball Super. But that's like the new Budokai Tenkaichi fighting game that everyone's excited for. It looks incredible. You got Kale and Broly and Hit coming up on the roster.
Piccolo.
Yeah,
Goku,
the roster is insane. They
Vegeta.
showed like this giant like hexagonal pattern that I assume is like the character choice screen, what character select screen. And they showed all the new people they announced in it, which was like probably like 8 or 9 characters, and it wasn't even like a third of the way full. Like there's gonna be a lot of fucking characters in that game when it comes out. It's gonna be.
I don't know if you can tell, but I was just naming off the only 3 Dragon Ball characters that I know. But I know only one other thing about Dragon Ball, and I need you to answer this truthfully. Will I be able to play as Monkey Goku?
I would assume so. I feel like
okay.
at least in the old Budokai Tenkaichis when I was a kid, I feel like there was always an. Right? I'm sure there was I feel like there was always an option where you could like play as young Goku when he had his tail and stuff like that. And just with the sheer number of the roster and like the size of it, I feel like it'll probably be in there somewhere.
Now, to go back to something you guys were talking about earlier, Skull and Bones, Josh was saying he did not believe Skull and Bones was ever going to come out.
Yeah, it got announced, I believe, at right around the same time Sea of Thieves did.
Yeah.
And
that game was in development hell. I mean, I think that it was I think that they were legally bound or something like that to release it. Like, they wanted to cancel it, but they had to double down and release it. So I think that's why the huge marketing push happened, because they were like, I mean, we have to release it, so let's at least try, right? And it's like, yeah, I mean, that was what I heard. I don't know if that's
Do
true
you
or not,
think-
but I believe the studio had some sort of legal obligation with Ubisoft to release it.
Do you think that it kind of fell into the same thing that happened between Overwatch and was it League? No, League of Legends.
No, Paladins.
Paladins.
Oh,
That's what
Paladins,
it is.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that probably is what started the development hell, if I had to guess. I mean, honestly, any studio run by Ubisoft lately has been pretty awful anyway. So I'm sure that they probably already had issues, and that was just like the creative directors probably saw the success of Sea of Thieves and just said, "All right, let's start from the drawing board. We gotta beat them now," and ruined everything. Again, that's
Everything.
allegedly. I have no idea, but I'm
Woogie knows
guessing
all.
from
He-
what I've
Skull,
He's
Ah.
a fly on the wall.
Skull and Bones is like made by the team that did Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which is why it was so exciting when it was originally announced. Because they were just gonna get to like go all in on the pirate stuff.
And then they all
and-
left, right? Like, I don't think there were any original devs left.
Yeah, the final product though is just like completely inferior to a game that came
If
out
you
like
haven't,
10 years ago.
if you haven't gotten the chance, I would definitely recommend watching Donkey's play of it. It's short little videos always, and it really sums up the whole experience really well.
Yeah, and if you want to play Skull and Bones,
It's on sale.
heed our advice. Don't spend money on it, and just go play either Sea of Thieves or Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Which Sea of Thieves?
And just say that you're playing Skull and Bones.
Yeah,
Which Sea of Thieves is available on PC on Xbox Game Pass. Not a sponsor, but I continue to die on this hill that Xbox Game Pass is one of the best.
soon to
Oh, no,
be soon.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
Carrying on that, soon to be available on PlayStation as well.
Nice.
I think at the end of next month.
Sweet.
They just
No,
released their like 2024 content roadmap. Also, they got a whole lot of stuff planned. We're gonna have some like live streams about Sea of Thieves next at the end, like
Like
once the
playing?
PlayStation version comes out. Yeah, we're gonna
Can
do
we
some
play
live streams.
cross-platform?
Yeah.
Sweet. So Wiggy and I can like set fire to the ship.
Yeah, yeah. We've been talking. There's been talks at the Illuminerdi for Sea of Thieves live streams for probably as long as I've been with the Illuminerdi. And so I'm taking the initiative. And at the end of next month, when it drops on PlayStation, we're gonna do at least 2 live streams of Sea of Thieves.
And this is why
Oh, no,
he's the
I
man with the
always-
list.
Oh my god, sorry, my dog is going nuts for sure. I will definitely play Sea of Thieves. 100%. Shut up!
Josh says, I couldn't get into Sea of Thieves, which is why I didn't get Skull and Bones, which is disappointing because I really enjoy Monkey Island. Monkey Island is one of the best all-time games and was hyped for the crossover.
I'll just tell you this much, Josh, you're wrong. Sorry.
Those are like alienating the few people that watch our
the one
show.
fan that we have.
Yeah.
Also, our executive producer of the
Yeah.
channel.
Yeah, right.
Not to like completely necro post, but Bellatro is the name of the game.
You know what? I did know that.
I didn't.
I've seen a lot of things on it on Twitter.
And now you're going, oh yeah, deck building roguelike. That's Bellatro, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Josh
Bellatro.
says, I mean, I like Howard the Duck, so you know.
I mean, sounds like you're wrong on a lot of things. So
What else is on our list?
So we didn't talk about this last week, but
Is it Disney Dreamlight Valley?
no, it's not. We can get to that later, though. That actually is surprisingly in the news.
Yeah,
for
Woogie.
once, we're not just bringing it up for because we like the game.
So,
By we, he means
please
me.
remove the word "we" from your vernacular when it comes to Dreamlight Valley.
Grit as a whole supports Disney Dreamlight Valley.
So after Sea of Thieves playthrough, you will see us all building our Disney Valley ourselves.
But yeah, so last week, it came out like rumors of the PS5 Pro, started hitting Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. But they were just rumors last week. But this week, more or less, I haven't gotten official confirmation from Sony, but Eurogamer has kind of corroborated on the rumors of the PS5 Pro, and it's supposed to allegedly release this holiday season. I'm not going to sit here and read off all of the numbers and the performance mumbo jumbo.
Oh darn!
As no one
really
wants
like
that, but
stuff.
it's going to be, like it's going to be the strongest, most powerful video game console we've seen to date. Capable of 4K gaming, unlimited FPS kind of things.
Well, that was the thing, right? Is that they're happy because they got to support variable refresh, but
yeah,
apparently that's not what they were aiming for. They were aiming for like 4K 120, but they couldn't quite get there, so they kind of had to settle. So that's kind of an interesting thing that they gave up that in order to launch this year, probably, which is I think a pretty good compromise.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of continuing the whole trend of consoles kind of catching up to PCs. This is definitely going to be like a massive step forward, even if it's not like, it's not PS5 to PS6. It's just the PS4 Pro. So if you don't have a PlayStation 5,
PS5 Pro,
PS5 Pro. Sorry.
No, it's the PS4 Pro. You're right.
Yeah, the PS4 Pro goes crazy. It sounds like a jet engine every time you want to play a 10-year-old game. But yeah, you can look up the specs online. But it's gonna be very strong. How do you guys feel about, being at the end of this, or at least towards the end of this console life cycle already?
I am one of those people that like lives and dies on my PC. The only reason I had a PlayStation 4 recently is because my friend got a PlayStation 5 and handed me down hers. Same with the Switch I had. I just don't have the money to keep up with every new console that comes out. So to me, I'm gonna say I think this is why PC is the best. It's a good investment. It's not gonna be like, you don't have to redo the whole thing. You just gotta up your graphics card or change something sometimes. But I'm also really excited to see the new stuff. I'm really excited to see what comes out because I feel like every time we're at the end of a cycle or at the start of a cycle, that's when the gaming industry changes in the sense of like graphics and stuff like that.
I don't know. I think that they're kind of artificially creating the end of cycle. I think Xbox kind of planned ahead for the whole series line, right? They planned ahead for being able to not have the next Xbox, but instead have iterations and continue doing that, which I think is the right way to go, because really, there's nowhere else to go. Like, what? They already got rid of load times, right? For as long as it's a first-party game. I'm looking at graphics from, what was it, Final Fantasy 13? Was that the Boy Bands in the Desert one?
Maybe.
Boy Bands in the Desert was, I think, Final Fantasy 13.
Were they actually boy bands?
I mean, basically, it looked like they were it looked like they were like a J-pop like entourage, but it was like a prince and his bodyguards or whatever. And the very first thing you do in the game, it's one of the only games that I've ever streamed. It's actually on my YouTube channel still. It is.
You have a YouTube channel?
It is. No, I know. That's what I'm saying. That's how obscure it is. The very first thing that you do in the game, there's cinematics. It's all cool, and then you're stuck in the desert,
with a boy
and your car is broken down, and you have to push the car.
Yeah, that's 15.
That's the first. Okay, 15. Okay, that's the first freaking part of the gameplay. Anyway, so, but I mean, you look at that game. That game was massive and beautiful, and it ran on I mean, I think it came out on the 360, right? Like, I think that was the time where there was actually that dividing line, or it was like out on the one before uh, the
Yeah,
One
Xbox
Plus or
One.
whatever came out. Like,
Yeah.
it was actually on that line between last generation and this generation of console, and there was a big upgrade, but like past that, I don't know that there's no way that, I mean, especially now that they're getting up to the point where you can get 120 refresh rate, but that's only on TVs that support it, which are very expensive TVs, so most people aren't going to see that. But then once you get above that, they're not going to hit 240 like within the next few years. That's, and
Yeah.
even if they do, it's such a, if you're already at 120, you go to 240, most people don't see the difference in that unless you're playing first person shooters. And if you're playing first person shooters, you're probably playing it on PC. So I don't think that this is end of life. I think that they're artificially doing it so that they'll be able to sell the PS6. And I think Xbox had the more right idea. But, you know, we'll see, because I think a lot of people did say that about the Xbox One and the PS4. You know, where do they go from here? And they did make improvements on it, but they're going to have to make improvements on stuff that they've never made improvements on before in order to impress people like me.
Yeah, I don't really see the point in it. I don't, kind of piggybacking off of where do they go next? Like, where do they go next? Like, outside of like adding like, like ray tracing or like minor things like that, like the graphics can't really improve all that much more from where we are now. Like, even if you play on PC, like we're pretty much at the same spot graphic wise. It's just like how optimized are the games for it and like how well can the hardware run it. And I think it's like, I frankly think it's bullshit if they're trying to end this console cycle already, because one, you couldn't get a PS5 or an Xbox for like 3 years. You couldn't get one. And even now, when you can get them, there's no games to play on them. Like, I think the I saw a tweet the other day that was like the PS5 has the same amount of exclusives as the Wii U did. And like the Wii U is hailed as like a commercial failure on all ends.
I will not allow any Wii U slander on this
I
channel.
I like the Wii U. I'm just
Thank you.
saying PlayStation 5 should be miles ahead of the Wii U. And I get the whole concept of these games are bigger, they're more expensive, they take longer to make. If that's the case, then stick with this console longer, because
Mhm.
there's still people who are just now getting them. And if we're 2 years out from the PS6 or whatever, just for it to not have that significant of an upgrade doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
It's really
someone
annoying.
mentioned here that PS5 potentially gets 8K. I think that is true. I think that it is like it's like a theoretical limit though, and it's not for, if I remember correctly, it's not for games. Like, it can't render in 8K. It can play 8K
Yeah.
playback. Like so that that's kind of where, I don't know. I think honestly, I don't think anything at this point can render above 4K 120. And honestly, why would you need to? Like, what else do you need?
Yeah,
I don't know. It
like
just, once you
I
get
don't
up to 8K, the only reason to have that is if you're really far away. And like,
I don't even know, like I'm not saying that nobody is playing games on their PC in 4K, but like I don't know anyone who's playing games on 4K on their PC. And like I get you have like your people who have like the giant ultra wide monitors and they've got all of the like like $5,000 $10,000 PC to run everything. But like it's just the vast majority of people playing video games, even on PC, aren't coming anywhere near that. So like like we
well, yeah,
don't need the PlayStation to like
Well,
upscale to 4K or 8K or anything.
I was looking recently for monitors, and I didn't even care about the 4K ones. I looked for, I want a 27-inch 1440p. I've never had 4K on my list of things I want.
I don't know if Baldur's Gate has 4K, but that's the only game I would play that in.
I think it does.
I think it does, yeah.
Because they knew what was up.
Well, I think
Um,
they have they also use both DirectX and Vulkan, so they have a little bit of an advantage on, because I think DirectX, if they didn't use DirectX 12, then like it was hard, but like Vulkan has it, so like, you don't care about that.
Did you?
Let me. It's time for learning with Woogie again.
Oh,
So,
yay!
Yeah.
that
Gather
one's a boring.
around.
That one's a boring one even for me. I won't go into that.
We need like a intro change or whatever that just has like a kid crying,
and me with a pointer at a chalkboard.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of it for PlayStation news. Xbox and Nintendo both kind of duds this week. No news,
Gosh,
no major news out of
Xbox.
them. Xbox and Nintendo. Let's not forget about them.
Oh,
Everyone loves to
has
give.
Nintendo has
Yeah,
Princess Peach that comes out this week, though.
Princess Peach comes out, but like
My
I feel like
my
they're not marketing
daughter
it at all.
is so stoked for Princess Peach, so I'll definitely get her to review it for us.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, bring her on the show.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
she'd be so psyced.
the entire next
my
week can
son
just
wants
be
my
her
son
talking.
wants to my son wants to do some reviewing for me as well, and he was like, "Yeah, I could come on and talk on the show," and I was like, "Yeah, we'll see," But I know. Okay, I don't mean to again retroactively talk, but there was one PS thing that I did want to mention,
What?
which is in addition to the PS5 Pro stuff, PSVR. They started talking about that a little bit and how it sounds like they're trying to make it compatible with PC because nobody's fucking buying PSVR, which is both hilarious and amazing because that's actually one of the more affordable and better VR experiences. If they can make it work with PC, I'll probably buy it.
Yeah,
That's all I'm waiting for is an affordable, because even Oculus right now, it's 600 is too expensive for me. 400, that's doable, right? And so if they can make that happen, I'll absolutely buy that. I think it's a great move for them.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the pivot for them because I think they like slowed down production of them, something like that. It was was the news this week. And that's coming right after they closed off, they laid off everyone at their London studio who was working on the PSVR. I mean, I think it looks sick. I think the PSVR 2 looks awesome. But again, yeah, I have a Quest 2 that I never use anyways. And just to have one that's just my PlayStation, there's not a real need for it. It does look cool though. I don't like that they're slowing down production. I'm sure that's just like a business, decision, stuff like that. You can't just throw money at something, but I don't know. I feel like they've never gave PlayStation VR the push it really needs.
I had a friend who he was the one that got me. I'm pretty sure PSVR on the PS4 was the first real VR experience that I had, and I played Werewolf on it, or Mafia, if you guys know the card game that they had to do, and then he got really into the first person boxing robot game. I forget what that was called. But he got way into it, and I'm like, that's what they needed. They needed more good exclusive VR games, but they also need to make sure that they get the ones that people are playing on Steam. I mean, the only reason I care about VR is to get Job Simulator. That game's hilarious. But if they don't have it on PS, which I don't know if they have it or not on PlayStation, but if they don't, I would rather get it on PC because then it'll have the game that I want. So yeah, I think that's a big failure on theirs was they wanted to do VR, but then they didn't try hard enough to actually give content for it.
Yeah,
I can't believe
and the entire industry just kind of bought into VR way too quickly.
I still think VR is a fad, and it'll go away soon.
Yeah,
I still think there's only one game worth VR, and that is what is it? Beat Saber.
Beat Saber is incredible.
I mean, as a former DDR nerd and a current and former Rock Band Guitar Hero nerd,
surprised you're not playing it today. You're just
I feel like I should, but I just never got around to it.
We talked about the layoffs. I will say that, God, what is his name from Baldur's Gate? The boss guy.
Baldur?
No. What was the guy who showed up in the shining armor?
Sven
yes!
Vinky, or I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but
he said this week he called out the greedy gaming companies for the layoffs and stuff like that, which it was really nice. It's one of those things that Baldur's Gate and the people behind it keep showing that they're just they're willing to be part of the community and want to be part of the community versus, you know, the other boss people.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Baldur's Gate and Larian, they are no longer going to make any DLC for Baldur's Gate 3, and they're also not going to make Baldur's Gate 4. They are officially moving away from D&D, giving that back to Wizards of the
Why?
Coast.
Anger
Just to
so
do more
much.
things. They started making DLC for Baldur's Gate 3, but they just felt like the team's heart wasn't in it, and so they didn't want to continue that development.
I mean, I appreciate that of not like just throwing out DLCs to throw out DLCs and milk the money and stuff like that. And I appreciate that if you're not going to give a game your all, because we can tell that Baldur's Gate 3 was a passion project. There's so much that went into that you can just see that the people who created it loved it. They liked what they were doing. They really stood behind it. But as someone who really likes Baldur's Gate 3 and who would love to see more development of certain characters, like Will, I think having Will like developed more would be awesome. You know what?
Woogie does not agree.
You know what's one character that I only keep in my party to it's like that it was a Rick and Morty meme I saw of the butter robot, only it was Will. And it was, what is my purpose? And it says, you cast Eldritch Blast.
And
he's like, oh my god. Because that's and that's only when I have nobody else to put in my party.
I gotta stand by my man. Him and I in my first round are together.
A very two-dimensional character.
Well, that's what she's saying. He needs more time. He
Yes!
needs to flesh him out more.
He needs Baldur's Gate 4.
Look,
you'll get a Baldur's Gate 4, which is the bad part. You're gonna get a Baldur's Gate 4.
I don't want it.
It's just not gonna be made by Larian.
The worst part is because Wizards of the Coast has the property now.
If
they're definitely going to give it to the highest bidder, and the highest bidder is going to be EA or
no. I will not.
It's not going to be EA. It
I
won't
will
be
not
EA.
play it if it's a
they're
crappy
done.
company.
They're focusing on what they got. They're not doing IPs
also
anymore.
Because I will say,
it's not their IP, right? So
whose IP?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is EA got rid
I
of
thought you were saying it wasn't Wizards. I was like, it's 100% Wizards.
No, EA got rid of all their internal
EA,
IP.
I'm assuming wouldn't take on new ones.
I could see them spending a lot of, with the success of BG3, I could see them
Someone's
getting dollar signs in their
100%.
eyes, bidding on it, and then making it the worst game ever.
I'll be so mad. Broke my heart.
Give it to the Sims development team. Let them
no,
go crazy with Baldur's Gate 4.
No, because they will nickel and dime us. They'll be like, "Oh, you want Asterion to hug you? $20. You
Do you want Asterion? $5.
Hey,
would you like his clothes?
It's
An extra 50, please.
Yeah, it's $20 for him to hug you.
Hang on. No,
you heard that right.
It's $5 to get him, but it's $20 to hug him, and then you have to pay $50
for extra clothes.
Get his extra clothes. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought he was just naked.
No,
and I'm like,
that'd
I'm
be
pretty
the
sure
best deal
pretty sure I wouldn't want to pay $50.
No, I mean like those harnesses you find. I don't even know where I found them. They just showed up one day and I just started throwing them on the guys. It was great.
It's the underwear. It's the underwear that you get as a gift.
Oh.
So like it's the one that Lae'zel wears.
Who gave me underwear?
Did you kill Lae'zel?
No, I can't kill any of them. I accidentally killed that one lady because I pushed her off the cliff before I realized that could even happen.
Dude, I kill everyone by accident.
By accident? Is that like quote unquote by accident?
Yeah.
Okay, continue. Sorry.
All right, let's see what else we got.
What about Fortnite? Oh, Steam. Go Steam.
We're not getting to Fortnite yet. Fortnite's a whole segment. We gotta wait for that.
But I don't want to wait. No,
Steam is introducing. A lot of people play Fortnite. We'll get to that.
You're the only one who does it.
Steam is introducing Steam Families. Just another way to share your
I thought they already had that.
Libraries with people. They have library sharing.
Steam Family sharing. Yeah.
Steam Families. You will now be able to play you'll be able to play games from the same library at the same time. as other people, but you still can't play the same game at the same time. So if you're like trying to buy Helldivers 2 so you and your friend can play it, the same game won't work at the same time, but you will be able to use like different games on that library at the same time, which you can't even do right now, which is kind of crazy. Like if one person's using a library, it's just completely locked to anybody else who's sharing that library.
As somebody with a family, and specifically like this actually happened very recently, Sims 3, the entire collection I bought for my wife, like, however many years ago when it was on sale, so that it was only like $100 instead of $350 or whatever for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it was on her account, so I could never play it. Then when I figured out family sharing, I was like, cool, but then she was playing it, so then I couldn't play it, right? So like it was really frustrating. So like as somebody who has used this feature a lot, I am stoked for it. I do think it's still a little bit dumb that you wouldn't be able to play the same game. Like I wish that there'd be a way where it could be like, if you could identify that you're in the same house, right? Like that would be
Yeah.
great, because like I there are times where I want to play. I mean, like for example, if I wanted to play Stardew Valley, yes, I'll buy Stardew Valley again for anybody who wants to play it with me in the house.
Because
But
it
like,
deserves it.
but if I didn't have to, that would be. I mean, it would just make sense, right? Like I bought it, my household should be able to play it. So I'm still a little peeved about the limitations, but the way that they're opening it up and the new settings that are coming in with the family library stuff, I'm super stoked on it.
Yeah, it'll be nice for us at the Illuminerdi because we currently can only one person can use the library if
What?
we're
You don't like
reviewing
our
a
guys-
game.
are you
system
guys
of
a
just, hey, I'm
family?
gonna play this game?
You're like, oh my god, I'm trying to review Lightyear Frontier or something, and Kimmy's playing Disney Dreamlight Valley
Look,
on the
All you-
account or something.
All you have to do is log in, start the game, go offline. Easy. Easy, easy, easy. I mean, look, I'm not. This isn't a show where we're gonna give you the hacks on how to pirate games on Steam. But if it was, there you go. Go into offline mode.
Yeah. Also, sorry, my allergies are going crazy. So if you hear me sniffling, that's why.
Josh said, I just left to deal with some work stuff and came back to who gave me underwear.
We still haven't found out, by the way. The investigation is ongoing, and police are involved. So we will get to the bottom of who gave her underwear.
Yep. This is why
Our
we
next
can't be left
topic.
alone.
Our next topic hits
Fortnite?
close to home for you guys. I know you guys are
Underwear?
huge
Disney
League of
Dreamlight
Legends players,
Valley.
right?
Oh,
Huge League of Legends players.
Oh, I love League of Legends.
You guys can't get enough. You keep grinding solo queue. Can't get out of silver.
What?
Dude,
But we
I
still
play
love you
top lane.
anyways.
I play top lane and jungle all day long.
I don't even know
Anyways,
what those characters are.
So League of Legends, for those of you who don't know, is a very popular game, but it is set in a fictional world called Runeterra.
I like this idea where he's just going to keep going and actually tell the story while we're going to talk shit. But I won't do that to him.
I appreciate that.
So, in the last few years, Riot Games, the developers of League of Legends, have decided to expand the world of Runeterra because there's a lot of lore in the League of Legends game that is
Wait,
not
I have a legit
expanded
question.
on. Yeah.
So in League of Legends, do they actually have story mode and
No.
plots? Okay.
No,
Okay.
you can go to each like character's like profile and you can read their lore, but they're making it a point to make more games that are set in the world of Runeterra to kind of expand on that lore. And like the Netflix show Arcane was like a product of them doing this kind of stuff. But
I believe wasn't Chronicle their card game based on? I think that's Legends of Runeterra.
Legends of Runeterra, yeah, is there?
I played that. That was actually pretty good when I played it, but it got old real fast. So, but that
Yeah, so like
I do like what they come out with.
Legends of Runeterra, like Valorant is them expanding, but it doesn't have anything to do with the League of Legends world. Stuff like that. They have a bunch of single player games, but when they announced all of those games way back when, they also said they were working on an MMO that you would be able to make a character and go and do MMO shit in Runeterra. And me and my friends, being the big League of Legends players that we are, have been waiting for this MMO to come out for so long because it sounds so cool. and we finally got an update
Must
this
be
week.
nice. Must be
Um,
so nice
and
that
it's
your
canceled.
people follow through.
it's not canceled.
Oh, okay.
However,
This isn't
they
Overwatch, Woogie.
they decided to take the development into a new direction, which has effectively reset the game's development.
Ooh, live service,
And
live service, live service.
they brought in a new creative director to oversee the project, and the entire team behind this MMO is going dark for several years. So don't expect to hear anything new about the
What?
game for several years.
So
So not only is it not coming out anytime soon, we're getting zero updates ever again, probably.
they are going the Overwatch route where they'll just string you along over and over and over again, and then eventually 5 years from now they'll be like, "Oh yeah, that thing everyone's been waiting for, it's been canceled. We're not gonna do it."
It does sound like the council PvE.
I think it'll come out. Mark Merrill, like the CEO for Riot Games, tweeted that they wanted to they wanted this project to bring something new to the world of the MMO industry. And the way they were going, it just more so felt like every other MMO you've played, just with a Runeterra skin on top of it. And I don't know what their new direction is, but they made it seem like they kind of cracked the code on what is going to be the new thing that this MMO is going to bring that no other MMO has. And it's just they're kind of just starting over development, which apparently all this happened, according to him, some time ago. Who knows how long that some time ago is? But yeah, several years until any more updates on it. It's good. Like on one hand, it's so good because like yeah, take your time, delay it because it's just effectively delaying it, even though it didn't have a release date. But take your time, like do make the thing that you guys want to make and don't feel forced to get something out. But also the vague several years of no updates is the only way to get through it is just forgetting it exists, and then in 2028 we'll be like, oh my gosh, you guys remember that League of Legends MMO?
We'll still be on crit. We'll still
Yeah.
That's the best part. Hey, remember episode 3?
Yeah, we're on episode like 300 at that point.
Keep going, guys. I'll be right back.
But then I guess
She
I
can't
mean,
just
there's
leave
not
in
really
the middle
much.
of the show.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. That's our that's who's running things here.
What do we do while she's gone?
I don't know.
We could do anything.
I think she still has her headset on, by the way. But I guess we want to talk about Overwatch. You play
Is there
Overwatch,
anything to
right?
talk about with Overwatch?
Yeah, they're starting with season 10. They are
Oh yeah, all the characters
unlocking unlocking all the heroes for free, even the new ones. Will automatically be unlocked.
That's good. I mean, I still at this point. Oh no, she wants to talk about Overwatch as well.
Wait, they're all free now? I can come back?
Not yet. With the start of season 10.
Yeah, but I think this was a good move. Obviously, I mean that's been the #1 complaint of people for Overwatch 2. Like, yeah, there are issues here and there, not having PvE, it not really being a sequel, like some of the rebalance stuff. I get it, but the big thing was putting heroes behind a paywall was stupid, right? Because then if it's the meta character, you don't have it, you're not paying for it, you'll get flamed for it, right? And that's totally makes sense. So I think this is a good move for them. I hope
it is a good move. I mean, you could get them for free before, but you had to play. I recently got back into Overwatch 2 and played enough to unlock every new hero, and I only had 4. I had like 1 or 2 of the new ones already, and it took like 2 or 3 weeks of like consistently playing it to unlock all 4 of them.
I mean, when I was regularly playing, I was I racked up all the new heroes up to what's the guy with the 2 guns? I stopped playing.
Mauga.
I stopped playing when Maui Demigod Shapeshifter came out, the Rock Johnson. But no, I thought, for someone like me that played very regularly, it didn't seem like a bad pace to get the heroes. Like at least there was that they had that going for them. And probably why I wasn't really mad was because like I unlocked Kiriko really fast. I unlocked the healer guy pretty fast. Like wasn't too bad, but still removing that as an obstacle and knowing that I could play any of the characters again, that does make me think about wanting to pop it open again.
I do not play any other characters, and I stopped playing after season 1 of Overwatch.
Well, yeah, I don't know why you're talking about being excited to play other characters. You only play Mercy.
That's all you need to play. Mercy's insanely broken.
No, you only play Diva.
Yes, thank you. Get my go-to female character correct.
They also announced that they're like retooling their mythic skins. Those are like the skin, like the battle pass skins, I think, like the tier 100 skin or whatever. But they're all really cool, and you can like customize all of them, and it's like a really cool concept. But
I think
you have to get the battle pass, and you have to get all the way up to 100 to get it.
That was the thing for me, was the fact that I did not like being forced into Overwatch 2 by deleting Overwatch 1. And then I didn't like being forced into a battle pass that I didn't think was worthy of the price. Every now when I play Fortnite, there's always something in the battle pass enough for me to want to pay the $8 it is or whatever. But Overwatch just didn't seem to have anything that really stuck out, except for the new characters that I would never play.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think their battle pass skins and stuff were kind of hit and miss. Like there were a few in there that were cool, but then like I don't know, it seems like there were like a lot of how do I like there were a lot of edgelord skins, like like demon knight skins. There were like 15 of them. Like I don't give a shit about any of those.
I feel like this change is it's just a sign of their monetization not working more than anything.
Yeah, people are pissed.
Is so good. It's so good. It's so good.
You can't tell us that you're going to make a new game, Overwatch 2. Force us off Overwatch 1 and then cancel the majority of the difference that Overwatch 2 was going to be. They should have left Overwatch 1. They can and they did.
They can and they did.
They did. Yeah, they can.
All right, since we keep bringing up Fortnite and we're running short on time, let's talk about Fortnite.
Damn, he's trying to keep us on schedule too.
Fortnite. What do you know? You know what? Chris just told me we've got to wrap it up. We can't.
Fortnite. Epic was at GDC this week and dropped so many announcements. First of all, kind of the craziest one. Epic Games is now going to be offering developers 100% of revenue of their game sales if their games are Epic Game Store exclusives for the first 6 months.
That's awesome. They're really ramping up that.
I need them to put enough money into making the Epic Game Store work correctly and consistently before this becomes a thing.
I've never bought a game off the.
It's so slow.
The only reason that I have it was for, I mean, you had to have it now for Rocket League, but I didn't play that for a while. What I ended up doing was getting, when Hitman, the World of Assassination Hitman 3 came out, the 3rd season or whatever of it. They changed it from being game releases to seasons. It was really weird. Yeah. But when the 3rd one came out, they brought all of the maps from the first 2 into the 3rd one if you proved ownership, but you had to buy it through the Epic Game Store and then link your Steam accounts for the old ones. It was a really weird process, and that's the only reason I downloaded that shit. It is just a crap. I mean,
it's
already it's already annoying enough that we have like a launcher to launch the game. But yeah, Epic is just. I mean, I think it's weird too, because like this is a great move if you look at it from the point of view of a developer, right? Like, so what their big thing was that they only take like 15%, right? Or like if your game
somewhere around there, yeah.
Whereas like Steam and Apple and everybody else will take 30. Yeah. So it's like, okay, cool. Like that's a good. But then so now they're saying we won't take anything if you just have it on. And I mean that's. From a developer point of view,
that's crazy.
Could be a gold mine. I mean, already there were some developers that did exclusive. I mean, what was it? What was the most recent one that was exclusive and came off? It was huge. I can't remember it now.
As a launcher? And it wasn't Humble?
No, it was it was one of
Epic
the
Games
first
Store?
ones to do like the Epic Games
Oh.
exclusive back when Epic was trying to grab this, and then I mean I know like Anno was on.
Hmm.
Was that on Epic or was that on Ubisoft's launcher? Either way,
Anno's on
like
Epic.
Look.
it's I think Anno was exclusive on Epic, I think for a little bit, and they made some money from that, and that's great. But like, you turn it around, and not from the developer's point of view, but from the company point of view, this is a little iffy. Like, this is a weird,
I don't think it's
shady
iffy.
business practice. It's a shady thing to do, right? Where you're
They're
literally saying,
drastically
like,
undercutting Steam by doing this, and
I
they're like,
I think that
they're
that's
not
which is
even
fine.
they're not
I
even
mean,
hiding it.
I think
It's
that's
I
where
so
think-
it's coming
insane.
from. I think that this isn't something that's like, I don't think it's shady. I think they're trying to go after the biggest dog right now. And I actually think this is genius on their part, because I can't remember what the company was. But months ago, they announced, what is it? One of the engines announced that they'll be taking a certain threshold now
Unity.
for downloads.
Yeah.
And that was like a lot of developers were afraid of how that would impact their like demos, because you know Steam Next Fest is a big thing. People can put demos. You're downloading that. I think
Well,
with
that was so
news-
bad.
Yeah, I think with that news tied with this, giving these developers this opportunity to make 100% of that money back, even if you are on Unity, because for some it might be too late to redo stuff. I think that's fucking genius.
It also does unlock that, because they also own Unreal Engine, right? Is it Unreal that they own, or is it?
They
Yeah.
Unreal, and you
Unreal
have
is
Disney
Epic.
that's partnering with
And
them.
so they get really good they get developer discounts on Epic if they use Unreal as well. So like I'm sure that like even if I'm wondering if there'll be games that just decide to be Epic and not even bother with going on Steam.
With this, absolutely. That's why I need them to get their launcher problem solved, because there's
Mhm.
like I click on the Epic Game Store launcher and I can get up from my desk, go make a meal, take a nap, brush my teeth,
I'm also
come back, and it's still not up. Like it
I
takes
also don't give a shit about a friends list on the Epic. I don't care
Yeah.
which one of my friends is on Epic Games. I don't give a shit about that. But
Yeah.
every single time I open it, it's like, here's all the people that you should add in Epic Games. I'm like, I don't want people knowing that I'm on Epic Games.
It's gonna be a huge swing of games. I could see I guarantee you a lot of AAA studios are gonna do this just to get more money. But this would make like indie games on Epic would go crazy.
Can
Because like why wouldn't you take this offer and you can make 100% of your profits for 6 months, and then you can just release on Steam after that. Like
Yeah.
you probably will make bank doing this.
I almost feel like I would want Epic to come back and not give that deal to AAA games.
Yeah, I mean they don't need it, but
They don't need it, and really make it a champion for indie games
Well,
and smaller
some of them could.
developers. And I
Suicide
feel
Squad
like
could use it.
I feel like you would get even double the support right now with how mad people are at like the bigger companies.
Yeah. I just know PC gamers hate the Epic Game Store, and I think with this becoming a thing, a lot of games
Well,
are going to be
it's
Epic
not
Game Store exclusives.
impossible. It's not impossible to make an okay launcher that's not Steam. I mean, Josh brought up GOG. GOG is
Yeah,
actually not bad, and honestly, it's got a lot of cool features in it where like it is built so that you can have it as your launcher. It'll show all of your other games. If you have Game Pass, it'll show the games that you have installed on Game Pass, and you can launch them from there. Yeah, there's a little bit of stuff to it, but it's like they had some really cool ideas, and they were able to do it. And they don't have Fortnite money. Sure, they have
Yeah.
Witcher. They have Witcher and
Most launchers do suck.
Cyberpunk money, but like, there's no way that they're making as much as Fortnite. Like,
I'm curious to see which developers take this up, because PC gamers are stubborn as hell.
Mhm.
If it's not on Steam, like
it's
we
got
will
be
just
a good game.
we will
It
just
has to be a
freely
good game.
ignore it. Like
It's
even like
true.
GOG is great, but like, and they have a good launcher, but they're not nearly as
Oh yeah, I bought
used as
Cyberpunk
Steam.
and Witcher on
Like,
Steam. Yeah, I didn't
You'll
buy it
just
on
you'll
GOG.
buy it on Steam, and then if it opens GOG, so be it. If it opens Cyber or CD Projekt Red's launcher, well, like, so be it. Like people don't want to move off of Steam because Steam works and Steam always works and it always has worked and it always will work.
And they have good policies in certain areas of like if you don't like a game, you can return it.
Yeah, I just think it all revolves around the launcher. If Epic can fix their launcher, then this will be a hit. If not, I feel like a lot of people on PC will just ignore a lot of these games that are Epic Games Store exclusives for 6 months until, because their PC players are used to waiting years for a game to come to PC. Like waiting 6 months for it to come to Steam isn't gonna be a much of an issue.
Well,
Also,
and I also
maybe
wonder,
maybe can they
Go ahead,
like
Woogie.
come up with a name that's not Epic Games? Like Valve didn't make the Valve Games. Valve didn't make the Valve Games launcher, right? They didn't name it after themselves. They picked a new name. It's like they need to have it be something simple like Steam. I don't want to
Counterpoint.
Epic is simple. What are you
Counterpoint.
talking about?
EA
But
had
it's not-
Origin.
Yeah, fuck off. No. But like that's the thing though, right? Is like now they went from Origin to the EA launcher, which is dumb. Right? Like Origin as an
Everything EA
idea,
does
as a
is
name
dumb.
for something was great because I could say,
know,
"Oh, I open it on Origin. I open it on Steam." What am I? I'm not going to say open it on Epic.
Why?
But no, like
What do
everybody says.
Literally
What do
everybody.
you
says
have
that.
against
No,
Epic,
everybody calls
man?
it the Epic,
You
the
just-
Epic Games Launcher. That's what it's called. Like if you say Epic, you have to specify. Oh yeah, the Epic Games Launcher.
Do
Right, like,
I?
give it a name. Give it a name.
Do I? If I say someone I
Maybe
downloaded
that's-
on Epic, you
Branding.
don't think they'll understand
Branding.
that I meant the launcher?
I think
No, I think that
Steam-
they
I
think,
think
I think that they thought that maybe you got really good internet and the download was epic.
I think Valve lucked into a lot with Steam, especially the name. Establishing that before, PC gaming really exploded. So that's people know Steam. People don't even really know Valve is behind it. I mean, I'm not saying no one knows Valve is behind it, but like, if you talk to somebody who only plays Xbox games, like
have
they'll
no
know what
idea,
Steam is. They might not know Valve, the people who made Left 4 Dead, are the people who are running Steam.
I didn't know that.
whereas-
and I use Steam all the time.
Whereas EA, everyone knows who EA is, so EA launcher makes sense. Everyone now knows who Epic is because of Fortnite, so like Epic Games
Yeah.
launcher. Everyone just calls it Epic anyways. Like,
Yeah.
if they
I know.
rebrand it, just
Woogie
rebrand it to Epic.
hates Fortnite so much, it's traveled over.
All right, well let's
Sure.
keep
Anything that
let's keep
touches
talking
is-
about Fortnite then.
Wait,
Well,
I do
one-
want to
one
shout out.
thing-
No, Woogie! I did want to shout out Josh real fast, who said it's kind of the same with streaming services. Good content is great, but the UI is really important too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I say I watched For All Mankind on Apple TV. Do you think people don't think I meant Apple TV Plus? Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, now hang on. First
No,
of all,
no, we're going back
I
to
don't like
Fortnite.
everybody ganging up on me. I don't like this where
That's
I'm
the whole
getting
point of
attacked
this
from all
show.
sides. That's a good point. No, but I will concede to that point because while we were having that conversation, I was like, I just had this conversation a month ago with friends of mine about streaming services, where it's like Paramount Plus was a shit service, but once Paramount Plus was available through Prime Video, I use it all the time. Same thing
Do
with
you
like
call it-
Max. When Max came out for okay, you want to talk about does anybody call it Max? No, we call it HBO because it's fucking HBO. So that's a failure on their part.
because it was HBO before Max. So if they change the Epic Games
Right,
Store
right,
name,
but-
it's just gonna be called the Epic Games
It's
Store.
almost
still.
like how we refuse to call Twitter X. Like,
They're too ingrained to do a rebrand at this point.
I'm just going to sit here knowing that I'm right
and we're all wrong. The
Yeah.
whole world is wrong.
and everybody else is wrong, and that's fine.
Okay, if that means Danny can continue on with his
Let's
Fortnite
go.
stories.
Fortnite.
Well, anyway,
we like Fortnite. Epic Game Store is also coming to iOS. They finally, it's coming to iOS and Android. But the big story here is it's coming back onto the Apple, back on iPhones because they had that whole lawsuit, and then Fortnite got taken off, and it hasn't been on iPhones. So there's
I'm
all the
sorry.
little kitties playing on their
What
phones can't play
monsters
Fortnite.
Are playing Fortnite or any battle royale on their phones? I don't understand it at all.
When I was in college, I was doing student teaching with one of my classmates, and we were sitting in a middle school classroom one day, And this dude is just next to me, not paying attention to anything, playing Fortnite on his phone the entire time.
I mean, that's something that we are. I don't want to, go down a weird social justice rabbit hole or anything. We're kind of in the, even when we aren't well off, we're still well off. A
Mhm.
lot of people, their only computer is their iPhone.
Yeah.
So this
That's
is
true.
actually huge for the or their Android, right? Like, and so like
That
this
makes
is
sense.
for. I mean, yeah, sure, it's not going to be the same experience, but they'll be able to play Fortnite, and that their friends were able to, and they weren't
Yeah.
able to until now, which I think is really
Just
good
think,
for
whenever you
overall.
question the validity of mobile games, just think about how many people play video games on PC and consoles, and then multiply that by like 5, and then you have the mobile game uh, industry. It's so lucrative and it's so insane, even if like
The
us,
biggest
we don't
the biggest
ever like
problem I
talk about
have
it.
though with Fortnite is that there's no first person mode. So
Oh, well,
Oh, but that
funny
just
you should
brings
say
in.
that because they're adding first person into Fortnite.
no way.
Yes way.
I had
That's
no idea. That's amazing.
there's no other information on that. It comes out later
That's-
this year. Um there's like a screenshot online you can find. And it's looks as you would expect. It's just Fortnite in first person.
Is
I
it?
could have sworn that they
Oh, I
already
guess we
did this.
are
I
on third
swear
person.
I remembered this happening already. Am I in is this like my Mandela effect where this never happened
Yes.
Now that
and
you
I'm remembering it?
say it, I kind of feel like
Don't.
I
This is how
remember
the
a
Mandela
similar
effect starts.
thing.
Don't do it,
I'm
Danny. Don't.
No,
Don't
because I
break.
thought about this. I thought about this when I was compiling this list of topics. I
I
thought of it the
swear
same
they did
thing.
this. It was like a big deal. They were like, "We're introducing first person mode," but I mean, maybe it's the Berenstain Bears.
Yeah. You
No,
know, though, first person is great. First person Fortnite is really cool. I wonder what the building is going to look like. But, um, you know,
oh my
what
God,
the one thing
look,
Fortnite is
wait,
missing.
really quick.
Wookie, stop.
It sounds exactly like you're about to segue into a sponsor. I
You
swear
know,
to God, the way that you
you,
talk, no,
what's the one
first
thing
person is
everyone
nice,
says is
but you know what is better than that is
what's
making a website on Squarespace.com.
what's the one thing people are just demanding that comes to Fortnite? People are begging to come to Fortnite.
Wookie's begging Fortnite not to exist, so I don't know.
That's
Yeah, I
right.
was gonna say a
Fall
nuke.
Guys.
Oh.
The Fall Guys are coming to Fortnite. Fortnite Creative in Chapter 5, Season 3. I still, to this day, don't understand what Chapter 5, Season 3 means, but that's when the Fall Guys are coming to
What do you
Fortnite.
mean? We discussed this. Chapter is like the big
No,
map
it doesn't matter.
overhaul.
No. We
Or the
know.
season.
We heard you. We heard you describe it. We
I'm
still
sorry.
don't get it.
So the chapter's the big thing, and then they just do a whole bunch of seasons in the one chapter.
But they
Yes.
Is
don't
that what it is?
necessarily have
Yes.
anything to do with
How-
It's
with
like,
each other.
think of it
'cause-
about like a book series, right? You have like 10 different books, and then like the seasons are the chapters in each book.
So the books are the chapters.
Yes.
And see, that's just confusing. Why not just call it book
I
2
don't know
at
because
that point?
book 2 does not
Um,
sound right with a video game.
I'm assuming they're on Chapter 5, Season 2 right now.
I would
I
assume so.
I would
They're
assume
going
if
into
if the
3.
Fall Guys are coming into 3, I'm assuming that's next season.
Didn't you tell us like last time that the new season is Greek? Do you remember
Yeah.
what season that was? 3
I'm
or 2?
assuming. I want to say it's 2.
Okay.
I mean, I guess
Can
I
I
could
just
just
say-
look back in the topics.
Epic and the Fortnite team are really good at finding what's relevant.
Yeah, they
And-
are.
It is season 2.
I mean, if there's one thing that I think of when I'm like, you know what people are playing right now on Twitch? It's Among Us and Fall Guys. Now, of course, I'm
I
stuck
hate
in
Fall
2020.
Guys.
I'm stuck in 2020 still, as everybody knows. So it's not really good for me to be saying that. Like,
I think the Fall Guys news is actually really cool. Because I want to say Epic bought the Fall Guys developers.
But how are they
Um,
bringing it? Is it like, are they just going to be characters in? Are they bringing it as skins? Are we
It's-
going to have like
nah,
actual
it's gonna-
battles?
It's going to be part of Fortnite Creative. So you can use the Fall Guys assets You can use the characters. You can use the stages, all of that stuff, and you can kind of like build your own Fall Guys stuff.
See, if they
using-
made that, like if they put it in creative and allowed people to do it, but also made like a game mode that was like, even
I'm
if it was
sure it'll
really,
be in
even
there
it just a
too.
little shitty thing of like, oh, Fall Guys but Fortnite characters, like I'd rather that than have to make someone else do it in creative and it's not as good. Like
I would imagine with what the direction Fortnite is going, where they want to kind of be like this hub as like Roblox. And you know
Roblox 2.0.
they already got Rocket League. They got Rocket Racing now. They got
got
the
tons of shit with
Guitar
Disney
Hero
coming.
stuff. As they're all separate game modes, I would imagine that Fall Guys would then, be its own little tab in
Did you
Fortnite.
notice? Did you notice that this is the second time that Kimmy's been trying to bring up Disney
Yeah.
in Fortnite,
Yes!
and this is the
Because
second time?
It's the
Disney
second
and
time we've ignored her.
Fortnite have merged.
Let's move on.
Anyways, they got a new Lego Fortnite. Josh still in the chat. Josh is a big Lego
Josh
Fortnite
is.
guy. New Lego Fortnite islands are coming. Lego Prop Hunt, Lego Battle Arena, which is
Okay, Lego
looks like
Prop Hunt.
Ninjago, and
Lego
then
Prop
Lego
Hunt could be
Cat
pretty good,
Island
actually.
Adventure.
Okay, I'll play
Yes.
Lego Cat Island Adventure.
Lego
absolutely.
Cat Island Adventure.
So
It
Josh
looks great.
mentioned that earlier. He said, "I don't get the Cat Island thing. Like, I understand
don't.
what it is. I just don't get it."
I
And you
don't
know
even
what?
understand what it is.
You had me sold
you
at
either
Cat.
get it or you don't. You either get it or you don't, and if you don't, that's fine. But there are those of us that get it.
It looks cool, and there's a cute little Lego cat on it.
Aw.
But
Is it Mousicles? Meowsicles? Does he have muscles?
no,
Okay.
it kind of looks like him though. It's like white and then has like orange spots, but like it's not
But it's not.
it's not the
him.
buff one.
Yeah, Woogie, if you played Fortnite, you would know what we're talking about. Also, Josh says they're all dumb. Except
Us
maybe the
or
prop
the
one.
like we're all dumb or the islands are all
Yes,
dumb.
you both are all dumb. He's meaning all the things you were mentioning, and minus the prop one.
Oh, I mean the Ninjago one sounds kind of cool. I don't Ninjago was past my time, but I feel like it's not as prevalent as it should be. And so being in Fortnite as a battle arena, that sounds pretty cool. Will I play it? Probably.
I mean, if it's all connected like how Lego is on Fortnite, I don't see why you wouldn't at least try it. Like,
Yeah, you're also going to as kind of like part of that creative side of Fortnite, people are going to be able to start making their own Lego islands, and they also will be able to make money off of the islands they make, depending on how like popular they are amongst like the player base and stuff.
so
There is-
are
there
they
is a
thinking
song.
like what is that life simulation game that came after Sims Online and people are obsessed with it? They make money off of it. It's not.
Clash of Clans.
No, this is like simulation, like. But that would be interesting to see something like that.
Yeah, I mean they're updating like the physics of Fortnite and the creative side of it. All of the future Fortnite Battle Royale seasons are going to be developed in like the Fortnite editor starting in 2025. They say what you want about Fortnite, but man, like Epic is not holding back any like massive like industry changing updates from Fortnite, and it's
I
really
I know a
impressive.
song.
It's
I know a
because they
song
got
that
someone's
speaks
money
that-
with mouse ears.
Do you wanna hear the song that that I know that
The
one of the only
Fortnite song?
things that's relevant to Fortnite?
Sure,
Yeah.
Woogie.
All right. This isn't mine. This is from someone else. Was last night we let the Rizzler talk. Even Livy Dunn was getting rizzed up by Baby Gronk. He said that her gut was so Ohio and skibbity. Even Kaisa, Nat, and Nisha speed hitting the gritty. A grimace shaking Fortnite. A grimace shaking Fortnite.
All right, well we're gonna get demonetized now.
Because it was so on pitching. So that's what I know about Fortnite. Is that relevant?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, all of that is relevant.
Okay,
Any
getting conflicting.
any final thoughts on Fortnite before we go rapid fire to end this episode?
I mean, were any other big companies coming to Fortnite, or was it just Fall Guys and first person? There wasn't anything else, right?
Yeah, they didn't talk about the Disney thing at all.
Good.
Um,
Okay, good.
and I not that I know of. Um, no leaked skins or rumored skins this week. Did not find a list of rumored skins. I think we've
Rude.
had one in like almost every episode so far. So that ends that streak. But
I've heard that they're gonna put a Mr. Beast skin in. Is that
I think
relevant?
he already has one.
Okay, I'm stuck in 2020.
Yeah, yeah. You'll get the Mr. Beast
I'll
skin
get it. I'll get it
eventually.
in a
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, that's like 2021, 22, somewhere around there. All right, we're gonna get some rapid fire news in. Dragon's Dogma 2 came out today. It came out 3 hours ago. I am downloading it as we speak. The reviews
is
are
it?
in, and it's incredible. Apparently, I wouldn't know. I haven't played it yet.
How's the download?
It's going. It's 60 gigabytes, not that big. Twinfinite gave it a 10. VGC gave it a 5 out of 5. Dexerto gave it a 5 out of 5. Eurogamer 5 out of 5. GameSpot gave it a 9. TechRaptor gave it an 8.5. IGN gave it an 8. On OpenCritic, it's sitting at an 89, and Metacritic is PlayStation 5 is at an 85, Xbox is at an 87, and the PC version is at a 92 on Metacritic. God damn, I'm excited.
What's
90
the genre of this?
RPG?
fantasy RPG.
Just
open
fantasy
world.
RPG? Okay.
Open
No,
world
It looks
I'd
awesome.
never-
I never
I had
played the
never-
first one, but it looks really good from the trailer.
Yeah,
I
I'd
was
never
seeing.
heard of Dragon's Dogma before. So
I never played the first one, but if the PC port is sitting at a 92 on Metacritic, I'm buying
That's
it.
huge.
That's
Yeah.
a that
As long as
is
it's not a Soulsborne, every single fantasy
not a
RPG
Soulsborne.
that has come out in the past 5 years has been a Soulsborne.
It's
I'm
actually,
sick of it.
I mean, it's not a Resident Evil game, but it uses the RE engine that Capcom recently introduced with I want to say
like
2
those.
remake. And
Yeah, I
so
like
that
those.
like the optimization for it on PC is just going to be really good, just because that engine works so
Okay.
well with PC. IGN in their performance article breaking down the performance on every console stated that it felt like it was made with a PC first mentality, which is kind of surprising. You don't really get that from most games, especially not games like usually not for games like this, but these fantasy RPGs tend to pop off on PC. So
I'm going to give a shout out to our social media real fast. So if you're not already and you're watching this, go check out specifically our Twitter at I think it's _ the Illuminerdi. Don't take my word for it. Just go into the comments below and find
it is
that
the
way.
_ Illuminerdi.
But every week we will be doing our picks of game releases that are coming out. And we started off with Danny. Woogie didn't get one because Woogie doesn't even have a Twitter. But Danny actually had Dragon Dogma on there. So check out his other picks as well. You can see my picks. And then also just make sure to follow so you see the picks every week when they come out on Mondays.
One of my other picks, Rise of the Ronin, also reviews are in. Not as good as Dragon's Dogma 2, but still pretty solid. Metacritic is sitting at a 76. Kind of gets mostly 7 and 8s across the board out of 10, 4 out of 5s, out of 4 out of 5s out of 5. There you go. My brain is fried.
That's not as good as Dragon's Dogma. I've heard it got 5 out of 5s.
Yeah.
Do you want to
Not
look up
as
Lightyear
good.
Frontier? What their critic scores at?
No, we can't do that. We don't have.
Well,
the
are
ability.
they in
I don't know.
Are they officially launched, or is it in
They officially
early
launched.
access?
Oh, it is early access, so they wouldn't have it.
Yeah, some games have them on Metacritic early access, but Lightyear Frontier does not. It's still to be determined.
Is this finally? Are we finally going to be able to play the video game from the beginning of Toy Story 2? Like, is that what this is?
No,
'Cause
that
if
is
it's
not what it is. Lightyear Frontier.
Lightyear.
That's all I want. All I want is to play the video game from the beginning of Toy Story 2.
Why?
That's all I wanted.
Lightyear Frontier is a cozy game where you get to go to an Earth, you get to build and customize your mech. There are some really cool things that differentiate it from
That's
the
sick.
cozy game genre. Looks pretty awesome. So if you like kind of your sci-fi with
It's
your
like
cozy building,
Is
yeah,
this not
you
related to
have
Buzz Lightyear?
it's not
no,
related to Buzz
Wiggy.
Lightyear at all.
Okay, I'm 100% honest. I'm not making a joke here. I thought this was a Disney Buzz Lightyear game,
No.
and
No,
now I'm
it's
actually kind of embarrassed.
it's like it's like a cozy mech game where you are like, but it has like a environmentalist
Yeah.
lens, kind of like it's really cool.
It looks
I don't
awesome.
know, sounds pretty woke.
Yeah, it
Wiggy!
is pretty fucking woke. Um,
Smack
rapid
you.
fire news. We're going back. Sandland, Akira Toriyama's manga. The game comes out next month, at the end of next month, but there is a demo you can play now on PC, PlayStation, Xbox. It's really cool. You get put in a desert. You get to drive around in the desert and explore stuff. The demo's
Nice.
sick.
We just talked about this game last time.
Yeah. So if you are reeling
Called
from
Doom.
Akira Toriyama's death, like I did, just have a good time in this little demo. Kill some mechs, fight some dogs in the desert, drive your little
Ride
motorcycle around. It's a good time.
ride some sandworms, get the
We're not
spice.
we're not stopping. Ark, the beloved dinosaur game. There's a animated show about it, and it's out
What?
now on Paramount Plus. And its cast is ridiculous.
Did anyone know this was coming?
It is starring Vin Diesel, Michelle Yeoh, Gerard Butler, David Tennant, Russell Crowe, Jeffrey Wright, Carl Urban, Zane McLaren. I'm so sorry. Devry Jacobs, Elliot Page, and
Wait,
Alan
is that
Tudyk.
Zayn from One Direction? Is that
No,
who that
it's
Zayn
not.
is?
It's
Wait,
like it's
why
Zahn
do you even
Zahn
know who One
McLaren.
Direction is?
But yeah, there's an Arc TV show on Paramount Plus,
That has David
streaming
Tennant.
right now.
I don't know, but like the problem is that a lot of they've got a lot of real key voice actors. Like Michelle Yeoh's great. Then they've got a lot of real shit voice actors like Vin Diesel, who's awful.
Oh, I thought you were
Like
gonna say
it's
David
like
Tennant for a
But
second.
do you remember like the trailer
David
for Arc
Tennant's a
2?
great actor, but he's not a great voice actor.
What are you talking about? He was Scrooge McDuck in the whatever
He's that guy in
you call it
Star
back.
Wars.
You don't
He's
have
the-
to voice act for that. He's just being Scottish.
He's the droid in Star Wars.
No, that's Alan Tudyk.
No, it's David Tennant.
Which droid are we talking about?
I'm talking
Not
about the
the droid
droid
you're
David
looking
Tennant
for.
voices. The
I'm
one that's in
talking about the
Ahsoka.
droid Alan Tudyk. Oh yeah, I didn't watch all of Ahsoka, so I didn't
Okay,
see
wait.
that.
Going back to games making TV shows is
No, we'll keep it going. It's rapid
Did
fire.
you
Rapid fire. We
firing.
don't. The train
Among
doesn't
Us.
stop.
Did you have Among Us on your list?
I think I had it last week. And
Yeah, you weren't here last week. We did the show without you.
yeah. All right, rapid fire. Let's see. Arc animated series. Oh, these are two banger topics to end on. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League gets a content update. Who cares?
What-
Season one of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League starts on March 28th.
What more is there to do? You
there-
killed the Justice League and you beat Brainiac.
Whoa, buddy, what
else-
more is there to do?
spoilers.
You can play as the Joker now. And episode 1, Fear, will introduce Joker and a Green Lantern Brainiac fight.
So if you want to know Wiggy's opinions or most of our discussion, I think that was in episode 2. It is on our regular videos of the Illuminerdi. You can go there and check it out. And we also put our time tags in our videos, so you could just find the one that says Justice League Tangent and click it and see us. I think
we love Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League here. We have all definitely played it. And
I actually
can't wait for
sit
season
down.
1.
I would highly recommend. One of the things that was not horrible was going through finding on YouTube somebody that recorded all the cutscenes and a little bit of gameplay to put it together, and it's like an 8-hour movie. Not bad. I'll say, not bad. Recommend it.
sweet.
But
What
yeah,
else? Rapid fire.
Season 1's gonna put a bunch of stuff in the game. For the
We're
3
already done
people
with that.
playing
Move
it.
on.
Come
Okay,
on, rapid
this is
fire,
the
Danny.
this is the topic of the day. All right.
Okay, ready.
The Will Smith fronted zombie survival video game Undawn has officially bombed, according to IGN. Now, hold on before you say anything. I know what you're thinking. What is this Will Smith fronted zombie survival video game? And you would be correct in saying that because nobody has ever heard of this game until today when IGN reported that it bombed.
Bombed where?
No one knew it existed. There's not been a trailer. There's nothing. This game might as well not exist.
Is it like? Did Will
It's
Smith
described
make a game
as
for himself?
flopped. It is described as the game has flopped spectacularly. Don't know.
So, is Will Smith a lead character, or did he produce it?
Was it based on one of
I
his
think
movies?
He's in it for sure. It was
Is-
endorsed by him.
Is the final boss Chris Rock, and do I get to slap him?
Woogie!
The game apparently had
Relevant.
more than 300 developers working on it.
Do
and
the
it
developers know that they were working on it?
Yeah, apparently it had around a $140 million budget.
And there's no one knew that
apparently
this was being worked
zero of
on.
that went into
No one
marketing.
announced
No
this
one-
like
no one
as a
knows this
game
game
idea when it
exists.
started.
No one
You know,
knows this
you know
game
what it
exists.
probably was is that there were probably people talking about it, but then Will Smith came up and said, "Get my game's name out your fucking mouth."
You want to know something even crazier?
That there's
This
a
game-
sequel?
This game came out last June.
What?
I think it's predominantly like an Asian market mobile game.
How
But
does this keep getting weirder?
Oh.
it's this is the rabbit hole I'm going down tonight. Like we finish this, I'm learning everything
Oh,
about
dude.
Undawn that I can.
The
Um,
Asian people love Will Smith.
Yeah, and so he he played Trey Jones, a character who acts as a guide to help players navigate the world 4 years after a global disaster. However, according to this article by IGN, Undawn brought in a revenue of just $287,000 last month.
Oh, I thought it was going to be $200.
And yeah, the developers have no comment on it.
So Josh,
all of Twitter did not know this game existed until today.
What company made it and what company published it?
It was made by Tencent.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
That explains a lot then. I don't need to know anymore. I mean, I
It's-
want to, but
it's crazy.
Josh said, listen, he should have just licensed his image to the Mortal Kombat game and his fatality could be a slap.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally he could have done anything else. Anything else but this.
I'm just shocked that
With this
no
game.
one, not anyone knew this game was being created, already out, failing miserably.
Yeah.
that's I mean, like I feel like we, in a weird way, this actually does connect us with Will Smith a little bit more because just like we didn't know that the game was coming out, he didn't know that his wife had stopped having sex with him. So like there's a lot of really good connection to bring here back to Will Smith.
Wiggy?
Yeah, but then just like a random piece at the end of this article. I think we may have mentioned it on this show before, but there's plans to make an Elden Ring mobile game. And Tencent is working on it. Apparently it's still a long ways away. But they want the Elden Ring mobile game to work similarly to gacha game Genshin Impact with a free-to-play business model supported by in-app purchases. But the design of Elden Ring, which is a single-player premium action role-playing game, is quote at odds with Tencent's vision. So
Yeah, that's very
those I don't know. I could have told you that, and Tencent didn't have to go through all of these meetings that they, I'm sure they went through to get the Elden Ring license. But
But I feel like if they just did like Genshin, from what I understand, for being a mobile gacha game that's advertised everywhere, is actually pretty fun.
It's good, and
yeah,
they also have a PC version though, which I
I
think
feel
most
like
people play.
I
the
feel like
PC
if
version
they
of Elden Ring Mobile is gonna go crazy.
what if we just call it Elden Ring?
Holy shit!
But like I feel like honestly, like I don't know a lot about Genshin Impact's gameplay,
I
but I
do.
feel like the graphics, yes, they're obviously more anime and cartoony, but like skinning that gameplay and that kind of element and just making it its own gameplay, but with Elden Ring art wouldn't seem like it'd be that off, right? Like
I
I feel
think
like that could work.
it's mostly just the monetization
Yeah.
aspect of it. They like can't figure out
Yeah.
how to make it a gotcha game.
Well, because I mean, their main their main source of creative content is George R. R. Martin, and the fact that they got Elden Ring done at all is
Yeah,
a
because
miracle.
Tencent reportedly axed a mobile game based on the Nier game series. They canceled that game because they couldn't figure out a quote compelling monetization model for
Maybe
it.
Tencent
Oh,
So
should
and
stop
I'm
picking up
sure
IPs and just make something you
um,
want for a gotcha game.
mm,
Tencent
you
doesn't want
be careful with
anything.
that. Be careful with going against Tencent. All right.
Tencent is just Tencent has bottomless pits of capital,
Yeah.
and all they want is, and they can throw at as many projects and axe as many projects as they want, and they will always still have that money. They are
Yeah.
just insanely wealthy.
It doesn't
But I could
matter.
see with Nier, the guy that made Nier, who's the guy with the weird ass mask, and the face, uh, the guy that the creative director of Nier, he always wears a mask when he goes out in public. Um, he's like really big in like having creative control, so I'm sure that that had something to do with Tencent dropping it too. If he was, because he probably would have been involved, and he probably would have not liked it. I forget his name.
Yoko Taro.
That's the guy. You know, you recognize the mask though that he
I've
wears.
seen
Yeah.
this mask before.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
yeah,
have
yeah.
no idea what you two are talking about.
Okay. Uh, show it on screen.
Listen. All right. Let's
I'm
it
not
end it
showing
with
it on screen,
let,
Boogie.
let's end it with the news everybody's been waiting to talk about. Disney Dreamlight Valley
Yeah!
developers are making a Dungeons and Dragons game.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, so I think comicbook.com was the first to report this. Gameloft Montreal has obtained a license to develop a new Dungeons and Dragons video game. It'll be set in the Forgotten Realms, and it'll be a cooperative
Good.
game built around a quote innovative hybrid of survival, life simulation, and action RPG. The game is
we-
described as a real-time survival game that will feature resilience, camaraderie, and danger at every turn.
I love.
No release date has been announced, but Gameloft Montreal has announced a number of job positions opening for the new game.
That's
It'll be released on
awesome.
both PC and consoles, and there is a key art for it. It just looks like Dungeons and Dragons art.
Well, so
This sounds
after
great.
I'm gonna put it on the calendar for future us, that when it comes out, we will also be playing it.
Oh
And I
yeah,
will
we'll be
make-
getting review codes for it for sure.
I'll
No, I
just
mean,
have to make sure to
when was
drop.
the last time we got a real like leaving Neverwinter the MMO out? The last time we got a good Forgotten Realms RPG was Neverwinter Nights 2, which was what 15 years ago now. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm really happy to be the Forgotten Realms is. I mean, at this point, it really is forgotten. There hasn't been a lot of stuff in it, and it was always such a good, you know. I mean, any campaign that you like, and you look at the Adventure Zone. If anybody listens to that podcast, the live play, like theirs was set in Faerun as well, like, but with like specifically Neverwinter and stuff. Whereas like, you know, if anybody doesn't know the difference, right? The Faerun is the world. Forgotten Realms is the world with specific cities and people, and so like there's like for example in Baldur's Gate you won't find Neverwinter, but you do still live on Faerun. But so like it's good though because there's a lot of stuff they can do with it. I would love for Neverwinter Nights 3. That's what I would love. I would love if they made this like a follow up to Neverwinter Nights, or like if they set it in that kind of general timeline. But they have a lot to work with, so I'm sure it'll be good either way.
I'm sold. I like D&D. I like Disney. I haven't played Disney Dreaming
Okay, but
Valley
you
in
know
a
it's
very
not.
long
It's
time.
not. I need to know that you know that this
No.
is not a Disney game. This isn't Disney Dungeons and Dragons. This is a developer who made a Disney game is also now making a Dungeons and... You know that, right? It's important for me
Do
to
I
know
know
that
it?
you know that.
Do I know it?
I don't know. That's the problem. I can't tell.
Was
No.
there not another company
Disney
that
and
announced
Dungeons
that
and
they were making a
Dragons.
D&D game?
Yeah,
First of all,
Larian.
Disney Dungeon Dragons would be
That-
fucking awesome.
That's the. Who
Have you
else
heard of a
was
studio
there?
called Larian?
Never heard of
Oh yeah, I guess this isn't great anymore, but the people who made Payday are making a D&D game, also.
Maybe not
But
anymore. That
yeah,
might be
Payday
canceled.
3. I don't know about that one.
Which is that's honestly too bad because like I didn't really know about Payday 2 until it was already kind of a dead game, and like I
Yeah.
really wanted to play it, so I was excited that Payday 3 was coming out, and then there's everybody said it was just nothing, and that sucks because like they had so much going for them that everybody wanted that game.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a big disappointment. But I'll keep my fingers crossed for their D&D game. We need more D&D games.
Yes, I'm.
And I can't wait for Baldur's Gate 4.
Not that game.
Published by an EA original.
No, put a dagger in my
I will
heart
say
right
that-
now.
I think it's great like when you have D&D games that really lean heavily like BG3 did. I mean, the only game that, not to talk about Neverwinter Nights again, but Neverwinter Nights, when you played it, you would actually see the rolls happening in the console when you did stuff. Like, it wouldn't show on screen like it is in BG3, but BG3, I think, does a great job of doing that same thing, where it's like it shows you that the system that you're on top of is the tabletop system, and everything that's happening is a roll, and it shows the modifiers as you go. And I think that that's such a great way of doing it that so many games have strayed away from, because they want that, Skyrim where there's no UI whatsoever and everything is just kind of like, I don't know, put something into your skill set and maybe it'll be stronger or whatever, right? Like, and I like the technical kind of descriptors that those games have, where you can actually see what does well. But
Do you think this next installment of the D&D game, even if it's not Baldur's Gate, will take the lessons learned from Baldur's Gate 3 and put towards maybe some of what they're creating?
nah, they're going to ruin it, 100%.
Yeah, it's gonna have D&D 1 or 1 D&D's new rule set, and it's gonna be probably of the same quality that 1 D&D is gonna be.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Every game company has seen the success that Larian has had and what they do differently, and every single one of them has come back to say,
don't get
"This is
used
the
to it."
exception. This is the exception, not the rule. This is not how things work. Don't worry about it." And so, like, I don't think if anybody else is gonna run Baldur's Gate 4, it's gonna be a disaster.
Give it to the people who do Borderlands. I'll trust them.
Borders Land.
Borderland.
Didn't they just did something recently? They were in our last episode, weren't they? What were they doing?
Their new trailer.
They might be.
Their teaser trailer.
No. They might be getting sold.
That's right. Yep.
What
So
the
nope, they're not
hey?
gonna do it.
No, I mean they'll still be a thing, but like they just won't be under, who was it? That Embracer group.
Was it
I
the
think?
studio or was it the IP?
The studio. There were rumors of them being like the next one that Embracer is gonna like ship off. Nothing has been said about that since then, though.
Boo. Well, anything else?
That's it. Go play Undawn. That's everyone's homework for this week. We
I'm
gotta
actually kind of interested in giving it a try.
We have to make
seeing
sure
what it is.
Undawn lives until Undawn 2 can come out.
I don't even know what Undawn is.
It's the Will Smith game. We just talked about it.
That's how memorable it is.
How are we
I mean,
ever?
the funny
How are
thing
we?
is,
How
like,
are we gonna get a 10-cent sponsorship at this rate?
it checks so many boxes of the disaster that every game in the past few years has had. Of like, it's a zombie game set in a post-apocalyptic future with the word "dawn" in the title. Like it's such a generic failure of a
What was
game
that
every
other
year.
game? Wasn't there another game that went so bad that they took it off Steam within 24 hours? Wasn't it also a zombie game?
Yeah,
What was it called?
Did it
Yeah,
have Dawn in it too?
no, it was last something with last in it though, but like right, like that's another. It's either Dawn or Last, right? Like Last Stand. No, that's what was that stupid game? That's
What
it's
is it
like we
called?
were making fun of two games. It was Skull and Bones and this game, and this game is
Yeah.
so unmemorable that you can't even remember the name of it. Like that's
Oh my! It was on my wish list, but
And then-
it's not on there anymore.
hey Siri, what was that shit game? All right, we got to know this before we leave. We got to
Oh
figure
my
this
god!
out.
I don't even know how to search it. I can't. I can't
Shit
Google
game
it.
that was removed from Steam within 24 hours.
Game recently removed from Steam.
It's like it probably has a long list.
Oh my gosh! What was it called? The
I'm
day was it
searching-
the day before?
The day
That's
before.
what it was. I didn't even find it. I just came to me.
But listen, Dawn, day before, right? Like it's got that
Zombies
similar
for
kind
both.
of thing.
Dead on Arrival.
That's a stretch.
It's not a stretch.
Dawn in the day before. Is
Well,
a
okay,
bit of a
okay. Let me say
stretch.
this. Dawn starts with D-A, and so does Day.
It's Undawn though.
Oh, well, whatever.
It starts with a UN.
Wait, wait? Is it undone or undawn?
Undawn.
We've talked more about this game than anyone has since June of last year.
I mean,
The fact that I'm actually interested in getting it and I still don't know what it's called or how it's spelled, I think is pretty on brand for
Dawn.
that game.
Dawn, like from dusk till dawn. Slap a UN right in front of it.
You know, like the
But that-
opposite of
but
Dawn.
that's not-
Undone.
But that's,
Yeah.
but that's not a word.
Well, maybe-
Undawn.
Maybe that's why it didn't do well, Woogie.
It's no longer dawn. It's undawn. I didn't even think about the fact that the title doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, like it's like it sounds like it's supposed to be like undone, right? And they're like super. They're like, hey, what if we take the word undone and make it a little different? That's gonna be right up gamers' alleys. They
Those
love
kids are gonna love it.
fucking with words.
I'm downloading it.
Oh,
I'm downloading
God.
Dawn. I'll let you guys know what it's like.
If
Well,
there's multiplayer, then we should play it.
that ends our show. I'm gonna go through the list real fast of releases this week, starting with Lightyear Frontier, Kanuku Nico, Super
Which
Muscle
is
Cat.
not a Buzz Lightyear game.
Thank you.
Not a Buzz Lightyear game, but still deserves your attention.
Need everybody
as if
to
it
know
were a
that.
Buzz Lightyear
Yes.
game.
You do get to wear a mech, so it's similar to Buzz Lightyear if you're
See,
going
now that's
off
a good
Woogie
question.
logic.
Is Buzz Lightyear's suit count as a mech? That's an interesting question.
Okay, well,
Find
not
out next week.
and it just ends right there. Alone in the Dark came out. Horizon Forbidden West Complete Edition is out. Dragon's Dogma 2, Final Fantasy 14, Rise of the Ronin, The Legend of Legacy HD Remastered, and Princess Peach Showtime.
Play all those games.
All of them.
And come back
This
here
week.
next
We will-
week and tell us what it's like.
I will actually have some insight into Princess Peach, so I can definitely bring that.
Okay,
and,
I got Dragon's Dogma.
I got Lightyear.
Yeah, all right. That's it.
Oh,
Any
and-
other
and
game,
then-
don't have the
Yeah,
time.
I
yeah,
might
we're
do
set.
Alone in the Dark, who knows? But thank you so much for tuning in for our third episode of Crit. You can catch us every Thursday on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific. We cover some of the hottest news of the week, or maybe the week prior if we miss a week.
Or in the case of Undawn, the literally least hot news. We cover everything from the hottest news to the least hot news.
Yep, that's our That's our range right there. This has been
Mhm.
Crit from the Illuminerdi. I have been one of your co-hosts, Kimmy. You can catch me at It's the Blonde Life, which I did realize today that my name tag has been wrong the whole time. And
It's
Some
it's a work in progress.
some
It's a
other
work
girls
in
getting all your follows and being like, "What is this?"
all of my followers. Oh, go ahead, Danny. Shout yourself out.
Danny, it's at Bojic Danny. It's on the screen.
It is correct.
Hopefully, go follow me on Twitter. I am talking about X-Men '97 a lot right now.
Oh, is it good?
It's great.
Love it, love it, love every minute of it.
I do want to watch it. I just haven't gotten a chance to yet.
Which I'm sure that Josh and his crew with high opinions will probably be talking about, and they go Saturday, I think 11 or 11:30. I'm not sure if they'll be on Twitch or YouTube this week, but if you follow us on social media, you will not miss them going live. And then Wiggy, we did not forget about you. What imaginary social media can they follow you on this week?
No, yeah, no, you can find me on Tinder, and sometimes on Grinder.
Your kids know about that?
How do you think his kids were made?
Oh,
I like how it's
On
do my kids
Grindr?
know about it, not does my wife know about it. That's I mean the answer to one of them is yes and one of them is no, and it'll be up to you to
Oh.
know which is which. So
Tune in next
mystery.
week.
good night. I love you, sweet dreams.
Yes, goodbye,
Bye.
guys. Have a good night.
What an end.
Yes. We are out.